Hi everyone, it's Simon Keeling here at weatherweb.net on Friday the 6th of January. Thanks again for watching. This is your look ahead video. Right, cold is the top thing on my mind at the moment, and it's causing us so many problems. You'll know that from the last few days of forecasts. I've been trying to work on the spring forecast, and we've just got this huge question about what happens within the next 10 days. Colder air is certainly hanging around, but it's just deciding whether we get affected in the UK by it. This is the 500 millibar chart for today. You see the jet is north of us, and then we've got this northward jet coming down through central eastern parts of Europe, really digging in here. Now, originally models had this further westwards, and the idea was that was going to be in here as a cold pool, that northeasterly would be in here, and the UK would be in the colder conditions. But as you can see, it's gone further east. But watch what happens over the next 10 days. This is Sunday, there's Monday. Now into next week, watch how the jet comes further south. There it is, and it edges its way southwards as we head into the early to middle stages of next week, although the ridge down towards the southwest continues to try and battle and sort of build its way back northwards. But the overall trend you'll notice is for the jet to get south. That's it on Thursday. Across the UK indicates probably breezier, more unsettled conditions. And then into Friday, it sinks quite a bit further south of the country actually during Friday. It's through here indicating colder conditions getting in, but ECMWF wants to build this ridge once again headed into the weekend, and the result of that is that behind it comes in a trough which is in here, and then that blasts its way eastwards. Now the problem we've got is, and there it is, look, going east. The problem that we've got is that if I just go back a couple of days to there, that ridge is building quite nicely towards the west of Iceland. Yes, it's a transitory feature, but we've got warm air pumping in from here, building the ridge. But then notice what happens in 24 hours time by the Saturday. The thing is virtually collapsed, and we've got this fast moving low into the system on the northern side of the jet. Now, I can see that. I see the idea of it moving east, but then you notice that the ridge tries to build again out towards the west, and it's these ridges building west really the features we need to watch, because by Monday the 16th we got another low coming in. It collapses away that ridge once more, squeezes it out the way down here, and prevents the colder air getting in. Now CFS is slightly different to this. The CFS wants to build that ridge and allow, let's just get it back again, it wants to build the ridge and allow it, there we are, and allow it to develop west of the UK, bringing more of a northerly flow. Now that's what the midday run of the ECMWF did yesterday, but it is jumping around all over the shop. That tends to indicate a change in weather pattern on the way. I think this is one where we're just not going to pick it up until 5 days in advance of colder air getting in. And the ECMWF 46, which I can't show you on here, goes along the same lines as the CFS. And this is the 45-day temperature forecast from the CFS. Here the temperature's building into the early stages of next week. But look what happens. It pulls them off for sort of a week to 10 days before then rising again into the early stage of January. This cold period in here, mid-month, is picked up on as well by the ECMWF 46. So it goes against the idea of this operational model, and it pulls in the idea of getting that cold air in. Now the CFS doesn't particularly see it. The CFS does this. This is week 1. There's our higher than average heights to the west. Ridge builds in like so. And then into week 2, we'll get a trough off towards the east. We've got this northwesterly flow feeding in through the country. And yes, it does pump in cooler air for a time, but it's not that long-lived, because then by week 3, it sees the ridge building back in here. It brings in a west-northwesterly, not dramatically cold, but overall dry. And then into the end of the month, hey presto, ridge builds back in, winds get back into the west or southwest, cold air has gone. So the CFS isn't overly bullish on it, but it is certainly seeing this cooler spell in the middle of the month, as is ECMWF46, as is the Canadian. That then has knock-on implications into what happens through February, because if we get cold air in at this time of year and it lasts for anything longer than 5 or 6 days, it can cause a real block and disrupt atmospheric patterns. So it's something else that we need to be on the guard. So lots to be watching out for then, and of course we'll keep you updated here at weatherweb.net. But whatever you're doing, thanks again for watching. Keep the sun shining, and bye for now.